Okay, we're on. All right, let's see. It looks like we're live. Hi, everybody. I just want to check it on my phone. It is the Alk Morning Show, Our Partners. Okay,
Good
all
morning. Good
lifelines
morning.
connected. Hey, Quill,
It's
how
been
you
a
doing?
while. It's been a while. How
It's,
you doing, Toya?
I'm doing wonderful. It feels like it's been forever. I'm just
Yes.
making sure everything. Yep, we are live. I just wanted to make sure we were live on
It's been a
the.
while.
And so we got it.
Hey,
We got
hey,
to take it
everyone.
back.
Oh,
Do you remember where we actually left off at? Because it's been so many things that happened since then. So why don't we just, because we normally go live on your channel. So can you just kind of give a background? Because you guys that are watching on my channel, you might not even know that we do this because we do it on Aquila's channel. But can you just give them like a background of, what we do and how we work together?
well, our partners started in 2019 or 2020 when I was working in Namibia and Toya was working in DC. And so we wanted to share how, two sisters from originally from the East Coast are now international, running our own separate businesses and being able to talk about how to navigate your business in Namibia, Africa. And Toya's talking about how to navigate business in Washington, D.C. And so from that, we just started having like real conversations about what do we see on the forefront? How is this affecting us? How is it affecting the entrepreneurship ecosystem? How is it affecting us as women, us as single mothers, us as the head of the household, and
Mompreneur.
also being able to chart our vision, right? Um, on a bootstrap budget, of course,
Yeah.
and so we have been doing this since 2020, just talking about world news, how it affects us, how it affects how we move, how we get out here in this world, how do we break past those barriers that constantly stands in front of us over and over again and see the vision. And so this is how, Afrisource started. And when I look at this background, Toya, I remember we both created this background
I remember, yeah.
where we were really passionate about workforce development and
Both
market
backgrounds,
access
actually.
to the African diaspora. We know that, now 2026, that's 6 years ago. So much has happened since then. I know for myself, I was able to open up that innovation center that we longed and dreamed about. Toya came to Namibia and helped launch the first Market Day event. Um, Moving past 2020 to 2026, we've had I think a total of 1,850 innovators that we were able to
Mhm.
um, gain impact and allow them to showcase their inventions, their new ideas to the world. I don't know if you guys know this, but outside of America, man, China mattresses, Chinese bed springs, and everything else is running in Africa because we're not making our own products. Recently, I did find out though in Rwanda, you can't roll up at a Walmart or a game in Rwanda. You have to get everything made locally. All of your furniture has to be made locally. It's not just pop up at the store and pick up your furniture and go home. No, you need to put in an order, a custom order, and have to wait a few weeks to get all your furniture made by custom order. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
And so, how do we highlight these things? This is what I've been passionate about. How do we showcase the innovation in the world and how does this work? Um, and so, lessons learned, there's some financial
Yeah.
lessons that have been learned out of all of this. Now I'm back in the USA. Um, Still charting a course. Afrisource Foundation is still active. Afrisource Innovation Center is still active. We're working at it from a satellite office and a hybrid role. We still have innovators on the ground that are punching the pavement, and we are now moving into renewable energy. I mean, gas has gone up, guys. Gas has gone up. So
Oh,
how
way
do we
up.
think about, renewable products. What does this mean? And I know that, in Maryland right now, a lot of people are disappointed about those solar panels because they never saved the electric bill. Like they didn't get those savings. I know, Toya, you were saying on your end, DC, the electricity, the solar panel is working for you, but it's definitely not
Yeah, but
working
it's
for
something
us
going on
in
right
Maryland.
now. I think their
Mm,
contract is up. So everybody's
mhm,
kind of complaining. I've been seeing these ads about helping people to, I guess, sue to get their money back for
mhm.
what they paid, like they overpaid.
Yeah,
So I really don't know what's going on, but I did like I had the solar panels for a couple of years now.
yeah.
And I mean, I had a great time with them. So far, so good. But I just got a bill. I stopped getting bills like maybe a year ago. Like, you know what I mean? Like I had the solar panels for a couple of years. But like the first year, it definitely went down. It definitely went down. But it started to go negative where they were giving me
Mhm.
money back. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
So but now I don't see that this month. They actually asked me for a bill, like asked me for to pay a bill. So I'm like, well, what
right,
happened to my savings? I wasn't paying no
right,
bill for a while. Like it went down
right,
low. So
right.
we gotta find out really what's going on with that.
Mm. Yeah, I understand that. So this whole electricity bill, I mean, guys, we got the sun and we have not been taking advantage of that. Unfortunately, policies come into play. Pepco trying to figure out how that's going to affect their bill. NORAD is trying to figure out how that's going to affect their bills or how they're going to get paid instead of really addressing the solution of electrification in the most natural and organic way, the sun.
Mhm.
Why are we putting taxes on the sun? Like,
Right. The sun is free.
Sun ain't gave you no money. They gave it to you for free. Why you
So
taxing
how you gonna say you in charge of it? It don't belong to you.
it? Don't belong to you. Stop taking ownership of stuff that you didn't pay for. You did not pay for the sun. I know it's early in the morning. I get it. You guys are like, yo, what is she talking about at 10 o'clock in the morning right now?
It's
Um,
true though.
But renewable energy, we need to really educate ourselves on what that is. For me, I think that I'm not even trying to mess with the solar panel game unless I can make my own glass and do my own glass and my own. I don't want to get it from nobody. I want to make it myself. But if you
You can
think
make it
about
yourself,
right, but if you
but
make,
I don't know.
solar, what about solar panel lights, street lights, or solar water pumps? There are other products that we can utilize to cut the cost of electricity that we're not using. And so, I really want to, champion a new initiative where it focuses on some of these products that we can. Wow, is that a solar product right
It
there?
is a solar powered light, like a yard light. I got it from Dollar
Oh,
Tree. Look,
Dollar
look.
Tree, just for
Yes,
$1.
125 actually. Yes.
125.
And you see, this is the solar panel in it. It's no batteries in here. And when when it gets dark, it lights up.
Oh, okay.
So the whole day it's charging through solar. And then
Mm-hmm.
this is the stake that you put it in, stick it in the yard with. I,
Okay.
I use them inside the house. So
What? They
yeah,
light up
that's
in the
why
house?
yeah, they work in the house. Cause I have windows open and it's charging it up, like it's getting it. So when all the lights go out, it's a light bulb in here that turns
Mm-hmm.
on. And you see how beautiful it is. They have
It's
different
very
styles.
beautiful.
I have different styles of it. I use them on my steps. So when I saw these look so nice and elegant. They look so expensive, right? Don't they look good?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Plastic,
Mm-hmm.
solar.
For $1. So, when
Yep,
we
stick it in
talking
the
about
ground.
$1, you talking about in Namibia, $1, that's $16. You know what I'm saying? So how do we make these products more accessible to the global market?
That's right.
Where these things are coming from? How can we be key players in this role? How can we be distributors? How can we be wholesalers? When we talk about this, renewable energy products, everybody needs to be on deck. Gas is outdated. They blowing people up in Iran over gas. So
Right.
can we, just change how we get electricity? Like Would that solve the issue if we just change how we power ourselves up, how we cook, how we, wash clothes, how we use just electricity, the sun? It's
Right.
more than enough for everybody.
Well,
And
Quill, I think
now,
they know that, but everybody wants to make a buck. So they want to monopolize the sun, like you said, and then
hmm
short you on your solar, experience.
and
But like
that's
you said,
not good.
how do we create that, and make it, like you said, make it accessible and then change the narrative because, I think people are, doing the electric cars and all of
hmm
that. But I know in DC, a lot of people have electric cars. I'm a jogger, right? So I'm in the
Right.
streets. You got to get a parking spot directly in front of your house, and that's hard to do in the city. So that you can
hmm
run a cord from your house to the car and hope nobody doesn't steal the damn cord.
Right.
So I'm wondering like how sustainable the electric cars even are. Can we do solar cars?
Well, there are, I know that there's one company that had an actual solar car in Namibia. Shout out to Eno Sun
Mhm.
Solar. They had a solar powered car. I was so impressed. I saw it when I was riding around in Namibia, and I was like, I want a car like that. That's pretty cool. But again, I think people's concerns about electric cars is the ability to drive long distance, right?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to, run out of power. And what does that look like in rural areas? Is that something
Yeah.
viable in a rural area? I mean, but I live on a farm, and really what I see is that most people that live in the farm area, they go to the store and come on right back home. So they're not really traveling a lot to, feel like they have
Right.
to go
That's
very
true.
far. And then they're recharging up their cars at their home, and they have more than enough space to plug
The
up
park
to
and plug
be
in.
at
Yeah.
home and charge up. But long distance, I would be concerned. So I'm thinking that my next car would probably be a hybrid, only because, I
You
in
have
the
the option
you have the option,
and a
and
backup.
you still can, yeah, you got the little, you can plug it in and you can pump the gas. So I think that that might be something that is a little bit more viable. Um, and also, what if, these EMP threats or whatever they talking about, where
What's
they,
the EMP
if they,
threats?
something like they could send a signal and shut the power off,
Oh
through the
yeah.
waves and stuff like that. So how would that affect electric cars? So some people are kind of like, well, I'm just gonna stick to my diesel. Now, I've heard that you can use vegetable oil to
Well,
to
they
start
they
the
talk
car.
about plastics. It's a guy that was doing these inventions with plastic fuel in the
hmm
car. And
hmm
then you already heard about the guy that was using water, and I think they killed him, or he
What?
happened. Some happened. Remember the guy who was creating fuel off of air or water or something crazy? And I haven't
What?
heard from him since. It was like yeah, but you already know when you invent something that is going to save people money, the companies are going to get that create those products that make money off it. They're going to get mad because it's like you're killing their business. So that's the downside to helping people. You know,
hmm
when I keep thinking about the whole CVS thing. Now, and I don't go political, but when it comes to a business monopoly, I used to
hmm
play Monopoly all the time when I was a kid, and pretty
Me
much
too. Me too.
that I
I
would.
used to always get Boardwalk. Boardwalk was the thing. Like if you bought Boardwalk, then you was gonna make some
But
money. That was
it
the most
teaches
expensive
you
property.
business,
Remember?
and that's what business is supposed to do, create a monopoly, and that's what that game was teaching you, how to manage your funds, how to target the things that are really gonna get the foot traffic, whoever, and
hmm
then charging people to get on your
hmm
land. It
hmm
was a whole business thing. So I can't really be mad at CBS for cornering the market, but how do we corner our market in that way with what we need with our people? Because
hmm
one of the things that one of my jobs I had, I was working there for 6 years, and I was doing HR property management. And in the office, there was this quote on the wall that I loved and I lived by ever since. It said, don't just anticipate your client's needs, create them.
hmm
And that's what CVS did. But they ain't nobody tell you get them sick. And then like get them sick so they can need you. And you be the doctor, you be the so many words. That's a business model right there. But I'm
Right.
not telling you to create the problem because the problem already exists. But
Right.
like you said, how do we create what we need for our community that it can be sustainable for us? Because
Yeah.
like you said, you already know there's going to be some static because that's why the
Mm-hmm.
gas prices are so high. Because what are your options?
Mm-hmm.
Plugging up your car to your house, and then what
Mm-hmm.
happens when they turn the power off?
Mm-hmm.
Then you ain't got nothing. And then like you said, in a rural area, I'm thinking about running out of electricity in the middle of a rural area. They ain't nowhere to plug up at. I can't even go and get no energy and bring it back. I would have to just be stuck. But like you said, if you have gas, you can leave the car, go get some gas, and bring it and
Mm-hmm.
start it up. So I do
Mm-hmm.
like having the options, but I like the fact, like you said, solar is something. The sun always rises, and if it
Yeah.
doesn't, we all toast.
Yeah. And I
So
don't understand why we're not using it. I mean, guys,
you
we're
know
living in
why?
a
Because they
time
can't
right
make no
now.
money.
Yeah, we live in,
They
yeah, and
already are
it's
making
not
money off of
accessible.
it.
But I think also we don't have enough education about it. We don't know how to invest in it. The policies aren't in place. There's no government incentives. We always need a government incentive to, jump on board on something. And so, I think that we're past that, and we just got to kind of take our own decisions about how we want to live sustainably. And that's why I got my degree in sustainable development, because I was like, yeah, how can we be sustainable? With everything that's going on, when are we going to take responsibility to kind of, you know, each one teach one, so that we can keep
Mhm.
this ecosystem going, that it kind of combats against, the political and government out landscape to affect, our livelihoods, sustainable
Yeah.
livelihoods. I think, yes, the government is important. We should support them. And I've had a lot of success supporting the government and partnering with, various different initiatives. But the success also came into the ability to regenerate the community, right? To remove the barriers that are going on in the community, so that we can, move together, right? Now, it's been a minute since you and I hooked up, man. It's been so
I know.
much going on. I mean,
I
there's been a
know.
lot of, successes. I mean, I don't even know where to start.
Right.
But
That's why I was like, where do we
I'm
start?
like, man, that's why I said, I think I posted something yesterday, like, I got some good news to share.
Yeah, you
And
did. What
everybody
was
was
that?
like,
It was
what's
so
the
much
good
good news.
news?
Which one was you talking about?
I guess the good news for me is the fact that Afrisource is gonna, definitely come back to Namibia, and do some more things. I mean, we never left, but we're gonna come and do a whole new thing. So I think that that is some good news, that we got a rebrand going on.
Mhm.
And that is afrisource.info. Yep, boom, boom, boom. The website is out there. I
What is
innovative.
it? Let me put it in the chat.
Oh,
Afrisource.info.
afrisource.info.
I'm gonna
Yep,
put it in the
yep.
chat for you guys at home.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. I mean, I'm still nervous about the website, but put it on out there. You got to put it out there. You got to
Yeah.
start some
Give
kind
us
of way.
some feedback.
Um, so I'm excited about that.
The
I'm also
Afrisource.info.
excited about what's happening on the rural development front. I do work for the Housing Assistance Council in Washington, D.C., and we're doing some great work with affordable housing in rural areas, which is still up my alley, because I'm always been about how do we support our farmers, how do we support rural communities, how do we empower them, how do we, stop the great migration into the cities when, you know, the farmers are very important. They feed us, they keep us healthy. And so we need to create an ecosystem that allows for them to be a part of this. So yeah, it's been a lot of good news going on. I got a birthday coming up next Tuesday. That's some good
Yeah.
news. We're
It's your
going, thank you,
birthday.
Lord.
It's your
Hey,
birthday.
it's
It's
my
your birthday.
birthday. It's my birthday. I'm getting younger. I don't even know how old I am. I don't
Every
even want to talk about it.
is
But
here.
I'm getting
That's a blessing to see another birthday. So happy birthday to you in advance, Quill.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, we're
yeah.
gonna celebrate
Oh,
and have a
we are
fun.
going to celebrate. We're going to do something on Saturday, um, at the Golden Corral, 1 o'clock.
Is that
Waldorf
an invite? You sound
Marmot.
like you
Roll
inviting
up.
everyone.
Yeah, roll up. Y'all want to roll up? I'll be
There's
there
more than
eating
one
lunch.
Golden Corrals, Aquila. You
Well,
gotta say which one.
there's only one Golden Corral in Waldorf. So if you want to come and,
In Wal-
do it, yeah, Waldorf, Maryland, um, off of 301. So yeah, we'll be there at 1 o'clock. So those who heard me on Facebook and you roll up, I'm like, okay, good to see you. Um,
You
come and
get a
sit
yeast
down and eat
roll. You get a yeast
a
roll.
chicken leg. You know, I'm telling you, man. People's like, well, what to bring? Bring you. That's what I want you to do. Bring you. Just bring you. I don't need nothing but you, and to be able to celebrate a memory with you and to share, because we're just living in this time that, it's not even about the birthday card, the birthday meme, the birthday whatever. It's just about your presence. If you have a relationship with me or any of my family or crew, come through. It's about your presence. That's what it's
Mhm.
about. It's about, yeah,
Gotta
snapping
show up.
that pic, but also being able to hug you and say, I love you, man. It's 2026 out this bad boy. Let's go. Let's get
And
it.
we here. We
Let's
survived
get
because
it. We
it's been a
here.
lot.
Mm,
Shout out to y'all watching at home. You made it here. And it's a blessing. A lot of us have that survivor's guilt because we lost a lot of people in this past 5, 6,
yes.
7 years and everything.
Mm,
So a lot of survivor's guilt is going on, but this is our time to do it for the people that we lost. The people that couldn't be here to do it. It's our job to keep it going and make a place for the next generation, for our kids and their kids.
mm-hmm,
That's what makes it all worth it. And then we
mm-hmm,
stand on the shoulders of our ancestors that died, fought and died for us to be in this position, Quill, to talk about what we're talking about, to sit up here with this freedom. Ain't nobody spraying us with nothing. You know what I mean? Ain't, I haven't seen no dog. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Just having that gratitude, you guys, to even still be doing it, to
Right.
still breathing and to see another birthday. So happy birthday to you, Quill, and to
Oh.
all the Aries out there that's celebrating birthdays this month and
I'm like a little
continue.
kid,
Yeah.
shout out to my godmom, man. She was like, we gonna do this on Saturday at Golden Corral. I said, okay. So she's the one who orchestrated all of this, and I thank God for her, man. Been knowing that lady since I was 15 years old. She been
That's what I'm
holding me
talking about.
down.
You need that.
Um and so shout out to her. Shout out to Mom Dukes too. I wouldn't even be here on this
Yeah,
earth
those are the trees.
without that Mom Ruby. Mom Ruby put me out
Big
here. So
Ruby.
shout out to Mom Ruby. She put me out here and set me on my way. And I was just talking to her the other day. She said, I always knew you was gonna be an international girl. That's why I put you in international studies at Woodrow Wilson Senior High School. I just knew you would be traveling the world. And so I thank God for, the whole ecosystem. Man, who else really helped me? Salvation Army. Oh God. I was a little hellion as a child. I was always fighting, always upset, always ready to go off on somebody, but they put the love of God in me. Um, and taught me who Jesus is. And so that's why, some people are like, oh, you always talking about Jesus, but without him, I wouldn't be here. Without keeping him as my forefront, I would not be here. So I'm really grateful for that. I think somebody sent some Tate. I mean, hold on, y'all. Hold on. Just give me 1 second, y'all. 1 second.
All right now, after these messages, you'll hear back. And I'm sorry. We'll be going into another segment of the show after these messages while Aquila tends to her personal business. And you got me. So shout out to all the innovators out there. I had such a great experience going to Namibia and being a part of the first market day. So with this, looking at this logo that she has up for Afrisource and LLC Workforce, I remember when we started these companies and we actually started the branding for them. And everybody who knows me knows that I'm a brand person. I'm a marketing person. And shout out to my other business, Craft. We have a class going on tonight. I'm going to be teaching about building your brand. It's the ETE brand booster. We're going to be talking about your brand voice. And one of the things that we talk about in our partners a lot is the who. What's the voice? and sharing those voices from the experiences that we have, from the people that we've encountered, and bringing them to the forefront to tell their stories. So that's one of the things that we're going to be doing on this season of the show, is bringing more voices into the fold to really talk about the issues that's going on. And not just the issues, y'all. We don't want to be complaining. We want to be talking about the solutions and all the great things that's really happening between the um that what they call it, the African diaspora. You know what I mean? Everybody was saying those key words, but what I'm saying is the connection between Africans and African and Black Americans. I mean, I don't get ill political and African American and all of that. Y'all know what we talking about when I'm saying Black Americans and Africans and our way to work together. And that's really why we created All Lifelines Connected. Aquila was over in Africa. I'm here in DC, and we kept that tether through the whole time that she was there, whether she came home to America to visit or whether I went to Namibia to visit. But the whole time we kept this tether intact to really help everybody who may not have that connection to Africa, a personal connection to Africa, so that they can be in on our connection. And that's what I feel really grateful about, because I've always had a spiritual connection to Africa and always wanted to go. So being able to go and be a part of this, shout out to Albertina. She's on there. I don't know if she's watching, but she's one of the people who brought us into her actual family, me and my kids and everything. And I feel like a lot of people want that, you know. So oh, Quill, you're back. Okay. I was just talking about you. I feel like a lot of people want to have that experience. And this is the thing. This is one of the things that I want. I was just saying, Quill, we're going to be bringing on more people to bring those voices open. And what we're working on now is the opportunity for people to get involved in it. And I'm sure that y'all can send money and all of that stuff, but I know there's a lot of you that want to be a part of it, want to get your hands dirty, that want to actually go to Africa and, you know, make some motion, you know. And we want to give that space for that, because we do need more people that are make some motion real, like, you know, that they're not afraid to get their hands dirty, that they're serious about it, and they're not just coming to take pics with an elephant. You know what I mean? They want to come and make change, and they ain't coming to take over, but they are coming to actually
Partner,
and
collaborate,
yeah, because it's a need for us to be able to be together. And I was talking about the connection between Black Americans and Africans, and
yeah. It's a
have been
deeply rooted thing because,
yeah.
you know, when I first went to Namibia, man, I cried. You know, it was crazy because, like, when I first when I got off the plane, like something just came over me, like shoom, like a electricity thing. And then when I got to the northern part of Namibia, it hit me again, and I was like, wait a minute. It's like you know how you get the Holy Ghost or feel the Holy Spirit, your bumps raise up, you know, when you get to talking about the Lord. Um and so I had that experience when I arrived in Windhoek, and I had that experience again when I got to Omathia. And so for me, it's like I hear them speaking, and even though I only speak English, I could hear them in my heart when they're speaking Oshivambo to me. I could hear them in my heart. Like I'll be like saying, "Are they saying this?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "I don't even know that they said. You know, I
Feel
didn't
it
even
and the
understand it, but
context.
I could feel it here." And so, you know, for me, I think that anybody who's interested in investing in Africa, partnering with African companies, I think that that's a very beautiful thing. This is what they need. Anybody that's willing, we're in 2026, charity is over. You know what I'm saying? It's about partnerships. It's about understanding what they need. It's about, working alongside what they want to do. The same way if somebody was to come to America, they're going to work alongside you. And yes, they're going to open up businesses and so forth, but it's still working alongside the current infrastructure that's in place. And I would say to my fellow, Namibians, Zimbabweans, South Africans, Angolians, Botswanians, you guys are talking about we want investors, but you need to make them return of investments clear and straight. If you say you want 100,000, when you gonna pay it back? Get clear with the things that you're doing, because now it's not so much about, well, our infrastructure, our what, no, it's not about that. it's just about being clear about how you want to do business, right? And make people respect you and respect and have integrity. That's the thing too. Always have integrity. If you say you're going to do something, do it. Don't give a bunch of excuses, because we're not going to give you a bunch of excuses with our money. So don't give us a bunch of excuses when it's time for you to pay the money back. And I'm just being real. It's high time now that we start talking the same language, right?
Girl,
So
you
I just want to say that because, you know, yeah, we are Pan-Africanists. Yeah, we are, we all are trying, we need help. Namibia saved me. I'll always say that, in terms of my mental space, my mental health, my gifts, my abilities to be able to see a dream and actually implement it and see it through without, so many barriers. They were very supportive. Shout out to Undangwa Town Council, man. They did a lot for Afrisource, a lot. Shout out to the Oshana Regional Office, the Undangwa Town, the Oshana regional office, the governor, all of the local stakeholders, Water Engineering Africa, Ndangwa Hotel, all of those played a huge part in making the Innovation Center a success in Namibia. I couldn't go at it alone. I needed partners. I needed people that would work alongside me. U.S. Peace Corps Namibia, not only as a volunteer, but as a host organization. So, it's so many players. The local churches, they were big
yeah, I'm
helps
gonna
to
say
me.
Salvation Army
Man,
there.
Salvation Army there. All of them played a part in, joining hands to support economic development. Economic development is holistic. It's not one-sided or just done by one person. It's a whole ecosystem that's involved. Shout out to Scale Up Namibia, they're out here trying to build those collaborates together so that we can work well together. There are about 12 to 15 other incubators in Namibia who are supporting startups, whether it's from the university level, from the coding computer level, or from the agricultural level. So all of us are trying to work together to what? Bring our ideas to life. But we as Africans, successful African Americans, and those who, look, I started a business working a remote job, making $40,000. That's how I started. A whole $100 look, didn't even have $100 when I arrived to Namibia. uh, Toya had to send me $100 in the
Oh yeah,
air through
right.
Cash App. I'm like, I got $1 for Wi-Fi while I'm on the flight. Set it now. It's gonna be gone in 5 minutes. Like, she like, I'm sending this $100 in the air. So, where there's a will, there is a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. But, we living in this time where we're very highly distracted. I get it. And as we look at, all of the political things that are going on, in Iran and Israel, it's devastating. Even in Nigeria, they was killing the Christians in Nigeria.
Mm.
It's devastating. But when I don't know about you, but I mean, let me remind you, for those who are around my age, I don't know about you, but I was told that these things will happen. I was told this a long time ago. They sat me down and told me that you will hear rumors of war and war. It will happen. These things will happen. But take heart. Do not fear, because I've already overcome the world. So what you worried about?
Mm-hmm.
What is you worried about? If the word of God already told us, do not be afraid, but take heart. I have overcome the world. So I I I mean, yeah, it's happening. It's going down. You're gonna see it, Remember the whole climate change thing? This is when they were saying you will not know the seasons of the year. Spring will be winter, winter will be summer, summer will be spring. So
Oh
this
man.
has already been told. Like, what you panicking for? What you need to focus on is keeping your eyes on the sky and making
Exactly.
sure that you are doing the work of the Lord, meaning using your gifts, man, till the day you die. Till the
That's
day
right.
you die. We all gonna die someday. We all gonna
Right.
lay ourselves. I'm not afraid to die. I'm not afraid to die.
You
But
know,
I'm
that's the
afraid
inevitable.
of not doing the work that God gave me to do. That's what I'm afraid
While
of.
you have the
I'm afraid of
opportunity.
not using my gifts for his kingdom. That's what I'm afraid of, you know. But until then, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Dust it off and let's keep it moving. Happy Thursday. We out here, you
I
know.
know that's right. Thirsty
And so
Thursday.
we can't get caught up in all this foolishness, y'all. For real.
We
Don't
gotta
get
keep
caught up
pushing
in all
forward.
this foolishness. That's the good news. Don't get caught up in the foolishness.
Yeah, I
I
definitely
done
don't want to
went
get caught
down
up in
that
the
road.
foolishness. And Paul, you're right. Like it's so much going on. The news trying to just distract you with Diddy and the bombings and this and that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh Lord, like it's really like you said, a distraction. So don't get caught up in the web of distraction. Yeah, you can watch the news and all of that, and I'm not saying not to care about what's going on in the world, but at the end of the day, you still got your job, you got your purpose that you have to do. And
Mm-hmm.
it's not going to be all bad, because if
Mm-hmm.
it's so hard to not be depressed with what you see on the
Yeah, it
internet,
is hard. I
on the
mean,
news. Like, how do
yeah,
you stay above it all? I mean, I
you
know
know,
I don't watch it. People think that's ignorant of me. I don't. I don't watch
mm-hmm.
the news. I
A
don't
lot
listen
of people, yeah, a
to
lot
the
of people
Trump
don't watch it.
addresses. I don't. It's only gonna get on my nerves. So it's like I'll let y'all tell me what happened because it ain't gonna be nothing different when you got somebody like Trump in office. So it's
Mm,
like, don't you want to know what's going on? Sure, I do. But I'm not
mm-hmm.
trying to stress myself out about it. You know what I
Right,
mean? Unless I'm
right,
gonna dig a hole and get down in the bunker and waiting
right.
for the world to end. I'm still out here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let me know when we go into the bunker. You know what I mean? And by like it's like the damn tsunami coming. How you gonna run from a tsunami? It's coming. If it's gonna get you, it's gonna get you.
Right.
Like, come on, let's in the meantime, let's build. Because what
Mm-hmm.
if the tsunami ain't coming here? Then we down in the bunker, waiting for it to be over.
Mm-hmm.
We got to do something though. And I feel like we're doing it. And it's going to take time, cool. Like you said, just all the things that we've done so far. Like when we were looking at the paperwork, I was like, wow, I couldn't even believe it. Like, damn. Because we haven't stopped to really look up and count the roses or smell the roses.
Mm-hmm. We haven't.
Life
Look,
is
I'm waiting
life.
for
And
the
we
Uber
still
Eats
got to
is
raise
out.
these kids. Right. You said the Uber Eats is outside.
The Uber Eats is outside. It's real. I know. It's one
You
of
see
those
what I'm
days.
saying? So it's a lot going on.
A
And I
lot
just want,
going on.
but that's why, as people, like you said, we talked about the mental health piece and having the opportunity to reset. A lot of times, especially in America, it is that type of lifestyle. Like even being from New York City, like growing up in the Bronx, it is hustle and bustle. DC is the same way, but it's not as
Mm-hmm.
congested, as bad, as big. And that's why I live in the hood. So I got the woods on one side, I got the city on the other side. So I can make my choice. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? But how
Mm-hmm.
do you live in a society where there's no outlet? There's no way to just take a breather. So you
I'm
gotta, I
telling you,
mean,
sometimes you
you
gotta
gotta
put your
build it
feet.
in.
Yeah, you gotta put
Yeah,
your feet in the
you
grass. You
gotta
gotta put
take
your
it.
feet in the grass. I'm always gonna say that. Put your feet in the grass, y'all. But if y'all don't mind, just give me 30 seconds of just running and running by,
All
running
right, well, let
and
me
running
finish
by.
my messages while you doing that. So
Yes.
while she's doing that, y'all, I'm gonna give my next message. I'm gonna give a shout out to my girl Brandy Forte for being a phenomenal businesswoman, mother, everything you could think of, and just being fearless. And one of the things she used to always tell me, because she was one of the people that always felt that I should be an entrepreneur, gave me my first contract. So shout out to her. Um, One of the things that I asked her, because she wrote 4 books, and I'm like, you got kids, you got all these businesses. How the hell do you find time to write a damn book? And 4 of them. She was like, you gotta make yourself. You gotta strap yourself and lock yourself in the room and make yourself, because there's never gonna be time for it. So you got to steal it. You got to steal it for yourself and make yourself do it. And I was like, damn, like that sounds so simple, right? But it is that simple. So I got to do part 2 because I wrote about 4 children's books. And I did her method. I locked myself in the room. Literally, I locked myself in the room and I got it done. I took a trip. Shout out to Dr. Robert Gunland. I took a trip to go see him at the beach and really took the weekend. And as a mother, you feel like, oh, you don't, it's not that in your mind, you don't consciously think I don't deserve the time, but in the back of your mind, you don't think you deserve the time. Then you feel guilty. But I didn't feel guilty this time because I said, you know what? My kids don't even pay me no mind. They're teenagers. They'll miss me because they just want to know that I'm there. But I owed myself that time. So I'm telling you guys, it was very therapeutic for me. I have to do it again because now I got to do the illustrations. Because I did all the writings. I finished all of the. I did the illustrations like this. The how do you call it? The storyboards. So now I have to just pretty much finalize them or whatever. And I'm gonna have to do the same method. So shout out to you, Randy Forte, for being a huge inspiration, a Black businesswoman, and still doing it. Y'all check out her cafe. Yeah, it's a bar actually. It's a cereal bar, exotic cereal bar, day and night exotic cereal bar out in Charm City. That's Baltimore. You guys check it out. They're doing some great things, cool things there. Have a party there, have a get together, have an event. It looks so cool. Definitely picture worthy, TikTok worthy, influence. Get your butt down there and taste one of those things. I've had it before. And I'm a cereal person when I was a kid, but I like the nostalgia of it. You know what I mean? It makes you feel like I was the type of kid that would well, I guess everybody did that. You drink the milk after well, you supposed to, I thought, because they even have bowls with a straw in it so you can drink the milk. So it kind of gave me that kind of feel. Also, you guys, yeah, I know I'm in workforce development. So Amala Lives is also registering right now. Shout out to you, Brandy. This is another one of her companies, Amala Lives Training Institute. They have a culinary program that is actually open right now where you can go and apply in person. I've been sharing the link of my stories and stuff like that. So you guys that are following me or friends with me, I should say, on Facebook, make sure you're picking up those links. I'm always reposting and stuff, and on Instagram as well, on my LC Workforce channel. So make sure you're following on Instagram for updates, for job postings, because one of the things I can't get away from is, I guess, having a workforce company. People gonna ask you about jobs, but I really started it to help people to navigate the process, not really to be a matchmaker. But I see that's the thing that people need. So come on down to LC Workforce. Follow us on Instagram. We're on Facebook as well. Facebook, we have a Facebook page at LC Workforce. You'll see the square. And also on no, we don't have a page on LinkedIn, do we? No, we don't. We have we have a YouTube channel. I'm gonna pop that in the chat. We actually started a new YouTube channel for LC Workforce. So all workforce all day. So you already know what we do with Afrisource and our workforce development there. Like Quill said, we had a lot of success on our belt when it comes to training and preparing for positions. Shout out to Raquel Williams, RW Jones, Williams Jones, excuse me, Raquel Jones, because she's RW Jones. She's out there doing her thing with her training. She's all about development, workforce development, housing development. And she has a masterclass out right now. I believe it's a masterclass that she's doing to help you get grants, to help you learn to write for those grants. She's talking about getting $500,000 grants, you guys. Okay. And I'm going to learn that too, because that's one thing that I have never landed on my own. I don't even apply to grants, honestly. I just started thinking about that because it's really geared toward nonprofits and I don't have a nonprofit. But that doesn't mean that you can't get grants. So shout out to RW Jones. Y'all follow her. She is the Billionaire. Yeah, the Billionaire, I think, on Facebook and Instagram. So you see me repost her stuff too. All of my colleagues, if you got something going on, I always repost y'all stuff because that's what it takes. We all have to support each other. And you may not be able to buy something from my online store, which we do have the Official Market. So go check out our stuff. We got the mugs, branded mugs, all kinds of stuff. But if you're not gonna buy anything from your colleagues and things like that, what you can do is share, support, bring their name up in those rooms where you already know that they will be a great fit. Hey, Quill's back. You don't have to keep the messages going when Quill takes a 30-second break. What I was saying, Quill, it's just how to support your colleagues. I was giving a shout out to Brandy Forte, gave a shout out
Yes,
to
Brandy is
R.W.
doing
Jones.
it.
Yeah, Raquel Williams Jones. and she's back out there on the scene doing her classes. It's just a lot. That's why I said I always make sure that I'm reposting so people can really get those ideas, not the ideas, excuse me, those opportunities. And it may not be that you want to go and get a milkshake. You might want to partner with Brandy. Oh, shout out to her. She's actually also opening up the first franchise for Slutty Vegan in DC.
Yeah. Woo,
Yes, so
woo,
I'm
woo, woo,
so
woo,
excited
woo,
about that.
woo,
And
woo,
she just announced that the space they're going to be in is in Chinatown, Gallery Place, right by the
woo.
damn arena.
Whoa.
So I'm
So
so proud.
Brandy.
Yes.
We
So
gotta go
shout out
down
to,
there. We need to go down there maybe this weekend.
well, it's
When is
not
it
open yet.
open?
It's not
Okay,
open
okay.
yet. They still working on it. They doing permits and all that. So day and night is open though in Baltimore. We can go to that.
Okay. Yeah,
So we
let's
can
go there
definitely
this
go.
weekend.
Yeah, we can go. Well, maybe we can go after. Oh, we're gonna be in Waldorf though. That's all the other side of town. Well, maybe we can go on Sunday because
We
we
can
have
go
a party on
afterwards because we're
Saturday.
doing the lunch. Well, Mama C said she do, she said this is the lunch, so that way you can go out with your girlfriends in the evening.
Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, we could go and turn up, as the kids say. I'll be turning down. I'll be asleep.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But no,
We're
I'll
gonna
be.
take our energy pill that day, huh?
I'm gonna have me a Starbucks in there, break dancing. You gotta
Get it,
put me
get
off
it,
the
get it,
dance floor.
get it, get it, get
Yeah, we're gonna go old school like we was in Namibia. We was at the club in Namibia getting busy,
it.
doing our little getting
Right,
low. But no, I
right.
was just telling them about, just how we have to support each other. If even if you can't go to the business, it is free to go repost, to share the post,
Mm-hmm.
put it on your story. Those things will get to people that may not be able to see it.
Right.
And shout out to Howard University, my old school, my
Ain't you?
and all the so many people that I met going there, like that became family. I call it my family, the friends that you choose to be your family that been around, and I love that camaraderie. Shout out to HBCUs. We were also talking about how the white women who got all that money and started giving it to HBCUs.
Mm-hmm.
Melinda and her friend, I forgot the other girl's name,
Mm-hmm.
Melinda Gates and the other lady.
Yeah.
And I was just saying how at Howard University, they now partner with Jordan
Mm-hmm.
brand, Michael Jordan
Mm-hmm.
brand.
I
And
know
ever
her.
since it seems like ever since they did that partnership, their sports went up. Like they just, yeah, I'm telling you, like they when I was in Howard, they was always losing. The swim team was like the best team,
Right,
and
right.
now they actually won a game. They made like the football team made it to the playoffs. I was
Wow.
an article where all the Howard teams were like number one. One of my friends, shout
So
out
ain't
to
you?
another friend of mine from Howard, Jalandra. She just got married, McGregor. I
Mm-hmm.
think that's her new last name, McGregor. She was on the swim team when we were at Howard, and I sent her an article because they said the swim team was like killing it. You know what I mean? So I sent it to her like, "Hey, this is you part of that Lexi," because she was I used to call her swim chick because she's Jamaican and
Mm-hmm.
girl swim like a fish. And shout out to her. Her daughter is I think she's going to the Olympics. Her daughter's name is Rhea Linton, and you know that's my friend's baby. So I've known her since she was a baby, and she's been flipping and doing all of these things. She did American Ninja Warrior for kids, won that. She's competing all over the world, this girl.
Oh, just a news flash. Oh, well, time is money, as they say, so I definitely gotta go. But
Yeah,
I
we gotta
did want to
go.
share, I got a pop-up from Caleb. Caleb got an award for playing golf at high school, and they gave him breakfast at school. He had waffles. So shout out to KK, man. He got an
Awesome.
award for playing golf last year at his high school.
I
So
was I was watching some. I'm just gonna say this about that.
yeah,
I
yeah,
watched this podcast called Earn Your Leisure. These black guys that talk about finance and money and
yeah, yeah,
investing.
yeah, yeah.
And they had somebody on and they said there's $90 million worth of um untapped golf scholarships. Nobody's
Wow.
going after them.
So yeah, I
So
need to help
yeah.
Caleb get to
And
that
they said just
level. Oh,
laying on the table.
what?
Because nobody who black playing golf that much? Tiger and his kid. Who else?
Mm-hmm.
My kids know how to
Mm-hmm.
play golf though, actually. So that's their dad plays golf.
First
So they
tee.
they've been playing golf
They
since
play golf,
forever.
so maybe we need to do something with golf because it's usually the
Yeah,
springtime. I think it's like April, but
I would love to do that.
yeah, I know I'm very serious about that. So
That's where
New
the
Year,
best
we
fundraising events are held, on the golf course, and they will work with you. One of my
ooh,
friends, shout out
that's an
to
idea.
Kirk, what's Kirk's his company, this is Kirk from Howard. His company is Art Kirk Texture, and they do fundraisers in Jersey at the golf courses, and they invite all those elite Howard people to come and donate
Right.
money for these programs. So
Yeah.
golf is a great supporter, like a great way to raise money, you know.
Yeah. I gotta jump though,
Me
guys.
too.
Oh,
Well,
but this
thanks
has
guys,
been
we'll
a
be back.
blessing. I mean, I'm glad that we got back in here. I just wanted you guys to see me in 2026, see me and Toya. We still fighting, we still pushing. All lives connected. That's what the whole out thing is about, man. So stay tuned, stay informed, stay aware, and don't be getting distracted. Continue to do your gifts, continue to use your gifts to grow and help others. All right,
Yeah.
y'all.
Hey guys.
Peace.